Go ahead, Jeremy, say it.
I look like I always do.
Hi,
Hello.
I'm
Hey.
Oliver the Ricketts.
I'm Brittany.
I'm Jeremy.
We just got out of seeing Beach Bum with Matthew McConaughey and Ela Fisher, Snoop Dogg, Jonah Hill,
Jimmy
Zac
Buffett.
Efron, Turn the Car
Martin
Off.
Short. Not Martin Short. Martin Lawrence. I'm sorry.
Martin Short.
I'm going to start by saying I expected something a little bit more like The Big Lebowski meets like Pineapple Express. And that's not necessarily what I got, but I'm not complaining at all. And I also totally see how this is not a movie for everybody.
It's probably not a movie for most people.
But just going right now, I fucking love this movie.
I actually really enjoyed it myself. I don't feel like I watched a movie.
No, I feel like I just...
Right, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jerry. Did you like the movie?
No,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
I really liked the movie. Go on, you were something to say.
Honestly, it feels more like I just experienced a guy's life, but in the most fucking bizarre way possible. I don't think I've seen another movie like this with like the balls that this movie has to just not have a story. And again, it sounds like I'm shitting on it, but that's like the best thing about it is that it doesn't even bother with that. You know, it's
Right. It takes you through these, I guess, like events, in a sense, right?
right.
And you know, they don't create a narrative in the same way that most movies try to, but they're incredibly enjoyable anyway.
There's a minor plot and I guess like a minor narrative that kind of happens throughout the movie, but it almost feels as if that was put there for the viewer's benefit, not really because like they felt that that story even needed to be told. I think that it was just, this is how we're stringing everything together, and in order to keep the viewer interested, there needs to be some sort of central conflict or central goal of this movie,
Right.
or of this man's life that we're witnessing.
Right. It's more or less there to thread the viewer along in a way that you feel like there might be some kind of impending consequence. There never is, which is great. But you know, you feel like there's still a fire under his ass, even though you're just hanging out. The best thing about this movie is that it's legitimately just funny. I think we were all kind of fucking cracking up the whole movie all the way through. And not in ways where it's like, oh, that's a joke, and I recognize that as like, here's the setup, here's the punch. It's just certain things that they say are funny as they go along, certain like little asides that don't normally belong in a movie, that it just all really works.
McConaughey was great because he was doing his thing where he just gets to kind of be a beach bum, for lack of a better term. But I really think that it's the supporting cast that drives the movie. I think Ela Fisher as his wife, Snoop Dogg as his friend, Jonah Hill as his agent, and, you know, the two kind of side characters that he meets along the way and does like kind of side quests with, which would be Zac Efron and Martin Lawrence. I just feel like that whole ensemble of people that made up the movie were really the ones that made the movie very interesting, you know, and their interactions with him were the ones that we were finding to be most enjoyable, I think.
Yeah, I mean, because it really is just, you know, the way that a lot of burnouts live. You know, here for a while I did this thing, and then I did this thing, and I was with this person, and so in that way it actually is kind of a realistic portrayal of this kind of person.
I actually think that it's very realistic, and I think that it's nice because instead of this movie going about telling how he fucked up everybody's life, his wife died because they were high, and, you know, his daughter is disappointed in him, and he doesn't have any, like, long withstanding relationships with people because he's just partying and in and out of, like, people's lives here and there. It doesn't talk about that. It doesn't even focus on that at all. That's like an assumption as a moviegoer that you can make, but this movie really focuses on how he enriched the people that he was around adored him and loved him and, you know, wanted him to be who he was, even though he was a mess and, you know, a drunk and stoned all the time and, you know, crazy genius man. And it was really just a very interesting ride to go on, and I appreciated the fact that it had such a positive outlook to it, because it could have very easily been a woe is me, look at how this guy is a fuck up, he's another addict, he's another, you know, drunk, blah 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 kind of story. But it wasn't. It was so positive, and it was so like enthralling to see how the fuck this guy made it in and out of any situation, let alone is living his life the way that he is.
And that's like one of the best, most refreshing things about it, is because I think you only get the one beat out of most movies, you know. And obviously alcoholism and drug addiction, those are bad things. I'm not saying that they're not,
and they're real things that people struggle with on a daily basis, and you know, they afflict a lot of people that we know,
of course.
Yes.
But the reason that it happens is because there are people like this who are pulling it off and doing it, and it's just kind of one of their things, you know. We should be showing that in the movies, and we should be showing both sides of things. We should be showing both sides of everything, you know, and I appreciate that as well.
Right.
You know, and it's not without, you know, making you squirm a little bit about that particular topic, because, you know, most of the movie you watch it through his lens, which is this like happy-go-lucky, I'm always fucked up anyway, so I'm having a great time kind of lens. But then your common sense also occasionally will kick in and go, oh fuck, I don't know why he did that, I don't know how he's gonna get out of this is a fucking mess. But it's there and it's gone. You know? But it's not there.
The other thing that I really appreciated, aside from like the positive tone and vibe of the movie, is how the music really drove a lot of the plot, and how the music actually ended up telling a story while the movie was happening, which is like, you know, it's not in an obvious way like you get like Guardians of the Galaxy or even like Suicide Squad, where it's like, yeah, we're just picking like, you know, music that people like and it's supposed to make you feel a certain type of way. Like the music was honestly telling a story while the movie was happening, and I find that to be so interesting, that there can be an entire beautifully shot movie, people acting, people speaking, things happening right in front of your face, but you're listening to the music and the music is actually really telling you what's happening. You know, like the whole montage where when his wife dies, spoiler alert, even though nobody gives a shit, his wife dies, but like the whole montage that they have up until she actually dies is them dancing on a dock to a song called I believe it's like Is That All, or, you know, Is That All That It Is? And it's talking about how, you know, things go wrong in life and they're as bad as you think that they can be, but you get through them and then you say, oh, that wasn't so bad. And it's like they're dancing, they're enjoying their life together, and then she dies, and then it kind of like cuts back to it again, and they're both still enjoying each other even though she is dead now. And it's kind of like that's the whole theme of the movie. It's like, yeah, these shitty things are happening, and yeah, life sucks a lot of the time, and you know, you think that you're not going to get through it, but you do. And I just found that to be such like an emotional scene, that it's like, I don't know, that really spoke. I didn't expect to have an emotion like that watching this kind of movie.
Yeah, that one really stuck with me. And towards the end, you were in the bathroom, but he does make a speech kind of at the end to the publisher, and he says like, you know, people ask me how I'm even getting through life and what is happening to me and how the fuck I even exist. And really, you know, a lot of people just say like, oh, God just really wants him to be lucky and have a good time. He goes, and that's true, but really, I'm just trying to have the best time that I can. And I think more people need to do that, is basically the extent of what he's saying. He's like, you know, I'm obsessed with having fun, and, you know, no matter what happens to me, I'm going to make the best of it, and I'm going to have a great fucking time. I'm going to have a party.
But after the daughter gets married and there's that whole fireworks show, and Moondog sees his wife and Snoop Dogg making out, and he realizes that they've been like having an affair and whatnot, you know, you think that that's what the movie's going to be about, because this is early on still, and you think that it's going to be about him, you know, realizing that he's fucked up and his wife loves another man, and, you know, all this stuff. But the next scene cuts, because that's what this movie does, it just cuts here like left and right, but the next scene cuts and he's dancing in Margaritaville and smoking a joint in the pool, and he's like totally cool. And Margaritaville is a song about how, you know, you want to blame other people for your problems, but then you kind of look at yourself and say, no, really, I'm probably the reason why I have this problem. But then you just kind of move on with it, and you keep going, and it's, you know, very interesting. Again, song driving plot, you know, and all these things happening, and, you know, you're watching what happens, but when you listen to the music and you kind of think about the meaning of the song and why they would put it there, that's something I can really appreciate about a movie, especially a movie like this.
Jonah Hill's fake accent, that was fucking hilarious. That's
great.
like, I love that Jonah Hill doesn't even need to try to make me laugh
No.
anymore. He can just come on and be Jonah Hill, and it's great. I just can't get enough of him. And the way you mentioned it briefly before, but the way that they'll be having a conversation in the movie and it will just cut in the middle, and you'll be in a totally different shot, different scene. The characters have moved, but the conversation is still in the same spot. You know, and we've been reading theories online and stuff. It reminded me of smoking marijuana in, you know, from what I understand about marijuana.
Oh, so I've heard.
So I've heard. You know, the missing sequences while that's going on. So that's, you know, on the surface level what's going on, but then you even pointed out it's like real life. You know, the movie doesn't take time to show you the middle part of that conversation because it's not important, and it's not, you know, if we have a conversation here, we'll remember highlights. We won't remember the middle part of the conversation. Mm-hmm. Jeremy, you have anything else?
I thought that was a really interesting choice when I was watching it. It was just, I don't know. Oh man.
It was shot really beautifully too.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Really, really beautifully. There was a lot of scenes. I mean, almost every scene.
It was
Almost every shot.
whoever
was gorgeous.
framed this movie. First of all, they're crazy because it's the opposite of what you want to do to frame your movie. It's low light, high colors,
High contrast.
high contrast. Oh my god, this movie's fucking gorgeous though, and it's just all hats off to the cinematographer because every single shot is like a postcard.
Mm-hmm. There was that one scene that you know, specifically pointed out to me where Snoop Dogg and Moondog are on the dock talking, and you can see the sun has set behind them, and there's just that little glow over the coast.
From the buildings,
From the buildings and from, like, the sun even still.
Right.
You know, it's probably like, well, they're in the Florida Keys, so it's probably like 9 o'clock at night, so it's like the sun set maybe 20 minutes ago, but you still have that nice little glow right on the horizon, and you can barely even see them, but everything behind them just looks so pretty that it's like you don't even care that you're getting this kind of like washed out, like barely visible
Picture,
your two main actors having dialogue. You don't even care that I don't even know what they were talking about. It just was this beautiful shot behind them. Twinkling lights of cars just driving by, but then this nice glow right on the horizon.
I feel like I gotta watch this movie again. As I was saying before, I watched the first trailer and it did nothing for me. And one of the reasons was I was like, it just doesn't feel like there's a story here. And that doesn't interest me. And then I saw the movie and I got out of the movie and I'm like, oh, there still doesn't feel like there was really a story there. But I really enjoyed it. I feel like I gotta watch it again and figure out, I don't know, I guess just how that happened.
Oh, what a great fucking movie.
Yeah.
You guys want to rate it? Who wants to rate it first?
You.
All right, I'll just do it. This is an A+.
Wow.
Yeah, I really, really fucking like
Guns
this movie a lot.
blazing.
Is it for everybody? No, not by a long shot, but I can't think of anything I would change.
I'm gonna give it a B+. I really enjoyed it. I feel like I'm gonna need more time to really sit on it to enjoy it on the level that I guess Oliver did. Or come to the conclusion that I don't like it. I don't know. Probably not that one, because I do like it. But that's not the point. I don't know, it was good.
I can't say I enjoyed every single second of the movie. There were some parts that I turned to Ollie and I said, you know, this is kind of taking me out of it a little bit. But it wasn't anything major. So I'm gonna give it an A-. I really did like it. I thought it was beautiful. I liked the music. I loved the supporting cast. And I just kind of like the message, the positive vibe, you know, that you got from it.
All about that
A-.
positive.
And I think, like, these boys usually give something a rating and they go, oh, well, I sat and thought about it, now I like it so much more. You know, and I'm usually just like, yeah, whatever, face value, it is what it is. This one, I actually think that I'm going to think about it a little bit more and I'm going to enjoy it more, the more that my brain processes it. I don't understand how people hated. I mean, I'm not saying that the other movie got a lot of good recognition either, but that movie, Serenity, was a literal pile of dog shit.
Yeah.
A literal pile of dog shit. That movie sucked. This movie was at least original and had something going for it and looked great and just...
Well, that's the thing.
I think Serenity looked
we
great
sit here-
too, though. But
that's the thing. We sit here and we say it's not for everyone, and then we say, why isn't everybody loving this movie? And I think part of it is, I don't know, I'm going to say that first trailer. I think that first trailer doesn't, even though I think it does well portray what this movie is, I think it doesn't do it a lot of favors because I didn't like that first trailer.
I get that.
So people aren't going to see it, and then
but what
it's
I will
also
say,
not for everybody. So
what I will
people
say
aren't
is,
enjoying it.
it's not for everybody, but it's not lowest career numbers. Kind of not for everybody. It's
Well, I'm trying to give
I
some kind of
get
explanation
what
for
you're
why
saying.
it
You
might
know,
not be doing well.
and it is advertised exactly as what it is.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, unfortunately, a lot of people don't have the time that we do to go see movies and put as much thought into the movies that they're seeing as we do. So if you're only going to go and see one movie this month and you see this movie,
Yeah, I
I'd
can
probably
see
be
that.
pissed off too.
Right.
You
I mean,
know?
it's a risk.
Like, we just saw two of our friends when we went to dinner beforehand, and they were like, wow, we, like, never go to the movies. We have this gift card. We don't even know what to go see.
Yeah.
Where us, it's like every other day we're thinking about what movies we can see. And
It's what do I
we're
go
very-
see? I saw it.
Right.
Well,
Right. There's nothing to see. We've seen
Right.
it all. Literally every movie that's playing in this theater right now, we've seen. The only one we haven't seen is Dumbo.
Right.
I just think that for the people who do have the time like us to enjoy films and do really consider themselves, you know, moviegoers and film connoisseurs and, you know, the like, this is a movie worth seeing. This is a movie worth giving some time to. But if you only have one movie to see this month, probably not for you. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's my own damn fault.